Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I hope you are well. I haven't done a rant for a little while, so I think it's time to unwind some of this bent up emotion that I experienced only yesterday. So, rant. As you know, I only started to do some work fairly recently, and you have to use your old phone in order to do the particular job, because everything is now digital, it's electronic, you use your phone for this, that and the other. The only thing you can't use your phone for is to actually cook and make a cup of coffee, but virtually your phone can do anything and everything else in between. So on the phone you have these applications that you can download from the Play Store, and in this instance I have to download 2 apps for the job that I'm doing at this particular moment in time. And the phone that I dedicated purely for work purposes fell, cracked the screen on both sides of the phone. It looked like Spider-Man had spun his web on the phone, both sides as it happens. Cracks everywhere. And yesterday and the day before, it rained quite a lot here in the United Kingdom of England, as I call it sometimes. And these little cracks are just big enough to let this moisture get in, and it sat between the glass and the digitizer on the phone. Now the digitizer is the thing that actually picks up on the electricity in your fingers and makes the screen do what you want it to do. Well, there's a thin film of water there. This moisture is now preventing the digitizer to pick up on the static in my fingers, and the phone's just decided it ain't gonna work anymore. It was just gonna die a gruesome death. So I get home the day before yesterday, and in my wisdom I thought, right, plastic. I'm going to put it in a poly bag, and at least no moisture will be able to get in. So off we go to work yesterday. And for the greatest part of the day, it kind of sort of worked okay. Having to restart the phone from time to time because of said moisture. And then all of a sudden, heavens declared a thunderstorm. And of course, moisture. And the phone just went, I ain't working no more, regardless of what you are trying to do. Restart the phone, doesn't work. Restart the phone, it doesn't want to work. Restart the phone, it just does not want to work. So I go on the group chat and I say, can I just have some help? Because I want to finish the rounds, but I can't use my phone because it doesn't want to work. It's just died a death. The screen flicking from side to side and changing things, turns the phone off, turns the Bluetooth off, turns the GPS off, turns the screen brightness off, because the digitizer is faulty. To then be told I ask too many questions. I ask for too much help. And I should pack it in. People don't respond to others who ask for help. In spite of saying, I can't continue because the phone doesn't respond. To then be asked, but why doesn't it charge? No, it charges. The screen doesn't respond to touching, so I can't actually make the phone do as I need it to do, because the moisture between the glass and the digitizer is preventing the digitizer to do as I'm asking it to do. What the hell? So I draw this conclusion. In this industry, don't ask for help, because people don't respond to people who ask for help. Stop asking questions, because when you do, the recipient at the other end is too dumb to work out that the question that you're asking is not the answer that I'm getting. So, eventually, we finished the job. With some struggle, mind, but we finished the job. The problem is now resolved, because I managed to find an old spare phone which I can now use today and till goodness knows when. The point that I want to make today in the rant is there are some people who come across as nice, but they're not. They assume they have the solution, when in spite of being told the facts, they still can't get the fact that their details, their facts that they think they've got as right, is completely skewered. And then when you're asking for help because you can't physically use the tool to do the job, you are told to stop asking for help and you ask too many questions. Really? I think it's time to go. Myself, I cannot deal with people who are so dim. I get it that sometimes you get the facts wrong, but when it's in writing, the screen does not respond to touching. Nothing said about charging, and yet they're asking me about charging. The question is, have you plugged your brain in today? Or do you need to get another wire because the one that you use doesn't work, as I was told yesterday? Never assume that you are right when the facts given is completely different. That's the moral of the story of this particular rant. And when people tell you things, chances are that's what's actually going on. And don't ask for too much help. Industry, do not ask for too much help. Because no one will respond to you when you ask for help. Rant over. If you have a rant, let us know. It's a good thing Lara and I are therapists and we know how to deal with these kind of things. So last night I decompressed my rant, only to come to the conclusion that some people are just simply dumb. And thank God that we're not all like this, because the world will be in a world of pain, confusion and disillusionment if we all were as dim as the conversations I had yesterday. So there you go. Please do all the YouTube admin. If you have a rant, like I say, rant. Get it off your chest. It is a good thing. It doesn't harbour these emotions and feelings that we need to get rid of. And then turns into something far bigger and far worse than what the rant originally was intended to be. So there you go. At least now, I feel better twice over. Decompressing yesterday and ranting now. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I'll speak to you soon.